Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater. I'm Stephanie, and you are listening to a special Fiasco recording.
And I'm Jeremy.
I'm Carlin.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Tim.
Hey, Tim, new person.
Indeed, newbie.
New victim.
Yes. So last time we did a one-shot, it was Mike who was kind enough to come under the microscope and deal with our problems. And this time, Tim, a friend of Stephanie's, decided to come in. Now, Tim, apparently you and Stephanie have some kind of interesting royalty relationship going on?
Yeah, I order him around.
She orders me around and I ignore it, pretty much is what it boils down to. She is queen of the fictional nation of Elador in a live-action role-playing game, and we don't listen to the king, much less the queen, so
yeah,
she thinks she has power, but
we never listen to her anyway,
That
so...
generally sounds like me
I
most
like
of the
this
time,
guy.
yeah.
Yes. So today we are going to be playing a kind of a quote-unquote Dungeons & Dragons themed episode of Fiasco. The playset is called Dragonslayers. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly paraphrase the actual information about the game, and then we're going to talk about some of the special things that we're doing with it, and then introduce characters. Yay! So, the score. If you want to keep those hands, get them off my magic cloak. The bumpkins in this pissant mountain town could never have taken down that dragon. Their biggest hero hasn't seen battle since Drazik rode down from the Smoking Mountains 3 wars to end all wars ago. That old dude they call their town wizard fried his brain with one too many elixirs of awareness and can't even light a campfire with all his spells combined. So, yeah, we rode into town, a bunch of outsiders, ready to solve that problem. Solve the dragon. And no, we don't care what they think. And yes, we're big damn heroes. These yokels should worship at our feet. They didn't blast those mummies to dust or make a death trap built with technology lost centuries ago, their bitch. And they sure as hell didn't slay that dragon. That's our dragon, and its gold is our gold. So unless you're bringing us ale and whores, get the F out before we transform you into a turkey and serve you for dinner. So movies that they suggest for this particular theme of Fiasco would include Army of Darkness. Yes. Conan the Barbarian. And The Gamers, Darkness Rising. Yay!
Oh, that's my favorite.
That is one of your favorites. So, actually, Stephanie, you're going to be starting off this game for us. So, would you like to go ahead and share a little bit about your character?
Sure. Well, as usual in Fiasco, we set up relationships before we figured out our characters. So I share 2 relationships, one with Tim, where we are a family and romance relationship of spouses in an arranged marriage, and one with Jeremy, where our relationship is war. You killed my father. So going off those, I came up with the character of Katia Greysky. And she is the eldest daughter of a mountain warlord given in marriage to Tim's character to pacify tribal relationships. And she killed Jeremy's character's father as a coming-of-age ceremony.
Well, that's a wonderful way to grow up.
Oh, yeah, she's friendly.
Yeah. Jeremy, how about your character?
Alright, my character, my other relationship is with Carlin's character. We share a relationship of culture. We are the same non-human race, and we sort of determined that is Ifrits. So, my character's name is Desmond Viskar, and out to avenge his father's death.
Yeah.
Killed by Stephanie's character, Katia.
There you go. This is Carlin here. My character, I'm obviously a male Ifrit because of my relationship with Jeremy. My other relationship, though, is with Jordan, and it is a fellowship relationship of vicious scoundrel and pacifist healer. So I am an Ifrit pacifist healer. I am a male, but my name is Ashley, and the location I was given a location. It was in the wild, a fairy circle. I was an orphan child, and I was raised in a fairy circle by fairies. So I carry around with me for all my magic purposes and healing a endless bag of fairy dust.
Right, healing. That's what they call
Yes, it's healing. But at the same time, it is something that has made me passive because Ifrits are typically very angry and quick to rash action. But I am pacifist because I have taken to snorting the fairy dust. So that's that.
How passive you can be with that little problem, I don't know. My name is Fade the Benevolent. I am but essentially, I would like to consider my character to be something of a Dungeons and Dragons mafia boss. So, if you're familiar with the Dresden Files, Gentleman Johnny Marcone would kind of be what my character thinks he is, but he's much more debased. And he doesn't have a girl in a coma who he goes to visit every week.
Well, that's nice.
So, yeah. So I have a need, though, to amass a horde. And the reason I'm trying to get all this money together is so that I can fund a private army. Now, this army, well, I think it's for me, but it really isn't, because I have a relationship with Tim's character of magic. And this relationship is kind of twisted because one of us is the diabolist, and one of us is the intended victim. Sacrificial victim. So, apparently what Dreven wants to do, we'll go ahead and let Tim describe what his character wants to do with mine.
Okay, I'm playing Dreven Greysky, who is a minor noble and has been for years, but his family has history. We were the ones, my great-great-grandfather was the one who came down in the last Great War and tried to fight in that war. And we've declined since then, and I now want to rule everything again. I want to put our family back to where it was. But I've realized I can't do it through the normal court channels because I just don't have the influence. So, I've decided to follow the ways of the Satanists. Let's go that way, because I can't come up with that other word.
Diabolist?
Diabolist, that's the word I was looking for. And Fade, I realized that he has some contacts in the underworld that could be very useful to me, but I can't, of course, allow him to continue to live once he gets me what I need, because then he might seek the power. So I have to take him out. Then, of course, I've got this whole problem with this arranged marriage with this barbarian woman who's just totally destroyed all of my plans because Dad forced me to marry her.
But I am good killing dragons.
Yeah, whatever. I don't need to kill dragons. I need to take over and rule the world. So I gotta get rid of her, which I will do somehow, but I haven't quite figured out yet.
Yes, indeed. So we've got some pretty interesting relationships and characters here and everything like that. We've chosen to have a couple of the add-ons to the game, which is going to make it pretty cool. The first add-on that we have is a free download that you can get as one of the many play sets that are available. It's actually called Living Dead. And essentially what it does is it takes some of the regular dice from Fiasco and replaces them with what they call stunt dice. Whenever those stunt dice are chosen, well, then we have zombies.
All right.
Yeah, so
Zombies!
I don't think we can do any kind of gaming session that it doesn't involve some kind of horror. So the zombies are
Peasants would revolt.
Yeah, the peasants would be revolt. So that's what the zombies are all about here. So we'll explain that further as we go through the game. Another add-on that we chose to use for this game comes from the Fiasco Companion, which is the second book in the Fiasco line. It's pretty much an in-depth guide for making your own Fiasco games excellent. So what they have alternate tilt tables that they call the soft tilt, and they also have the Just they changed the aftermath table a little bit too. So we're going to be running off of both of those, and they should prove to have some interesting twists to the game that would otherwise not be expected. So our town is this little, let's call it Greysky, just to keep it with the name of the noble. It's not a very not a large town, and it's probably a little bit on the dreary side.
Used to be grandiose, but has fallen into disrepair as the family fortunes have fallen down.
There's a lot of ruins overrun by pests, like, ifrits.
Zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that is where we are beginning today's Fiasco game. So Stephanie, you have the first scene. Do you want to establish what your character is doing, or do you want to choose your dice outcome?
I think I would rather choose my dice.
Okay, what kind of die do you want?
I think I would like a black die.
This is going to be interesting. Stephanie will be giving away a black die for her first die.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we would have to come up with the scene for her?
Yes.
How about a flashback scene of when her father informed her of the arranged marriage, and it's a fight between them, and obviously she did not win that fight.
What kind of fight? Physical fight?
Well, we
yeah,
are mountain
maybe.
barbarians.
Oh, yes!
Did
They must have
you
combat.
challenge your
definitely.
father to trial by combat?
I don't think it was that formal.
Yeah, I think Dad just said, "You're doing it," and she said, "No, I'm not."
And pulled my sword. Yeah. Oh, battle axe.
You seem like a battle axe kind of broad.
All right. Does this sound like a good
Set of
scene
broads.
to roll with?
I think that it's a good scene to roll with. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who's going to be
Daddy?
the father?
Anybody
you
want to
want-
try a Russian accent?
Does someone want it to be me since I came up with it?
Who has Russian accent that can match
Not Jordan.
Russian accent?
I have no accent, so I'm
I
out.
don't know if I can do Russian.
I can try it.
Bogdan is always ready to go.
Mine
No,
might.
Mine is-
I can't even think about how. It would,
I had to do a Ukrainian accent in a movie
You
once. It was
just
kind of weird.
think about drinking lots of vodka.
Lots of vodka.
you must marry Lord Greysky. No, that doesn't sound Russian.
I don't care.
Please.
I don't know what it sounds.
We have a volunteer.
Whoever wants to.
I mean, we could do the Sean Connery version of accents. Everything just sounds the same. You're supposed to be Russian. You're Scottish.
But do we need cotton balls? We'll go Italian.
Okay, so
You can do Italian.
I'll do it. I'll be your father.
Okay.
What's his name? Wait, what's your last name?
My
Grace guy
maiden
now?
name?
Oh, it is. Yeah,
My
your
maiden
maiden
name.
Bloodletter.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ivan the Bloodletter.
Ivan Bloodletter. That's
Oh, gosh.
okay. All right.
What set the scene, guys.
Okay. So, Ivan the Bloodletter has led his horde of mountain warriors to ignoble defeat at the hands of the Greysky militia.
Bolstered by the king's forces.
Yes.
Let's be fair.
And a dragon.
Yeah, that too.
I have a pet dragon.
That's why we went and killed the dragon, because I was ticked off that dumb thing lost us the battle.
That is now canon. So Ivan the Bloodletter is not too happy that he had his ass handed to him. So he's decided to appease the Greysky family by offering you up. So let's say that the scene is a little bit rainy. It's cold outside.
War camp.
It's a war camp, so there's a lot of smells. Mud is everywhere. Horses. There's lots of noise, smell. Probably
Decaying bodies.
you guys are not big on
Showering.
on hygiene, and also your necromancers have been working overtime.
Right.
Screams of the dead. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Dead, the dying.
So is she in one of the tents? I guess.
Yes.
I'm sharpening
Okay.
my weapons after.
So Ivan comes in. Is Katia, we have business to discuss.
Yes, are we going to do another charge?
No. War is over.
War is
Marriage.
never over, father.
Marriage is on.
Excuse me.
For appeasement, enemy must have hand of wife.
Beautiful woman.
You lost me. Are you giving them mother?
I give you. You are wife.
I am not a wife, I am a warrior.
You may throw rocks. Quite good. But you are wife.
First you insult me and then you say you're going to hand me off to some, country lord?
I am father. You listen.
You are nothing, you are dead. I draw my sword.
She draws her sword. So Ivan draws his sword too. Or battle axe?
Yeah, no, mine is battle
axe.
axe.
Okay, hers is a battle axe. Does he have
I
like
take a swing at your midsection.
So he has like a great sword. Okay, so he gets his great sword up in time and blocks it. Actually, he blocks it by pulling it out of the sheath and blocks it while
what
pulling
is
it
that
out
called?
of the sheath.
There's like
Aiajitsu. Aiajitsu is the Japanese pull and strike at the same time.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So,
You can be Japanese and Russian at the same time.
Oh, there you go.
Multi-talented.
You read the article.
so as this is happening, your mother bursts into the tent. And she's kind of the one who has Ivan the Bloodletter under her thumb.
She is the neck to the
Yes,
head.
exactly. and she's also you're a little afraid of her, maybe?
Well, everybody is afraid.
Everybody is afraid of mother. Katia, what are you doing?
He said he was going to marry me off to some country lord.
This is for good! This is for good of our people.
Mother, talk to him.
You draw sword on your own. You draw battle axe on your own father.
Well, yes, he's going to marry me off. I am not a wife, I am a warrior.
This daughter constant pest.
And she smells no good either.
Well, that's your fault. I take after father.
And unibrow too bushy. but Dreven will get over unibrow.
You are only jealous because I have better facial hair than you do, father.
Nothing to be proud of. You will marry men.
I will not. I will die first.
If you die with family's honor. Do you want
Fine, I will go kill that dragon so we can have second try.
No. Decision is final.
This is decision from both of us.
If you make this decision, if I have to marry that lord, then I become his, and I will come after you.
The peace will last. We take his word over yours, because then you will be his.
You know he just wants to turn me against you, and then we will come and kill you all, just like the Ifrits.
This is only option.
You will become wife and mother to large whelps of children.
At least I will not become a coward like my parents.
Stop being idiot. And think of all the people you will save by making this marriage.
They will
Selfish or not selfish.
Our people would have done better to die honorably.
End of discussion. You will do this or I will kill you myself.
Would be better off. She just drops her battle axe and storms out of the tent.
On the scene.
Right.
So Katia, who are you giving away your black die to?
Here you go, honey.
Tim, as our guest, you're gonna get crapped on.
I've been black dyed.
Well,
It's
trying to get rid of
honestly
me,
not
man.
that bad. It could be worse.
I'm okay with this. It's all good.
It just depends on how many white dice you get now.
yeah.
Title of the episode: Unibrow Too Bushy.
Or the daughter has better facial hair.
Okay, so at this point I start it and then you guys finish it, right?
Well, we're actually going to continue on with Jeremy at this point because it goes around.
Ah,
Let's
okay.
go that way.
So,
I'm gonna choose the die.
okay.
I will choose a white die.
Okay.
I'll let you guys
Oh man.
frame the scene.
I would like to see the scene where the two Ifrits meet up. Because presumably, Carlin's character was raised by fairies, so they have not met before a certain point.
That's true. So we haven't known each other. We just. So our first meeting. Okay.
Now, the question would be, would Carlin's character at some certain point decide he wants to know what his people are like and go back to find, like, the mountain Ifrit tribes or something?
I mean,
I want to
that,
know my parents.
that could be something that we decide on his scene.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or that could kind of be decided in this scene.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think we can leave that up to debate. But what is it that you think a positive result could come from meeting someone who is apparently some kind of pansy. According to your people.
I'm a fairy ifrit.
Well, if you want to, if you don't want to, like,
Okay, well, he is the healer type. So it could be that he's like, okay, if I talk to this guy, he's going to know lots of people, and he might have information to get me towards the person who
Or
killed my father.
Maybe Jeremy's character was injured.
okay.
I'm liking the injured route.
Yep.
How were you injured?
Picked a bar fight.
Oh yeah, you do
Oh.
have the
Hothead.
location of the tavern.
I do have the location of the Buxom Wench Inn and Tavern. So
I like this place.
I will got into a bar fight and basically maybe get kicked out, and I get thrown out into the wild, and I'm wandering around and stumble across
His fairy ring.
Ashley.
Ashley's fairy ring.
He's in his fairy ring.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you guys want me to start the?
I guess just.
Let's start with you hitting the mud outside of the tavern door.
Cutscene, being thrown out of bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's always a good place to introduce the character.
Right.
Thrown out of the bar. That's right.
Makes a
I just
certain
want to know
kind of
who's the one who
impression.
threw him out, because that dude's on fire, man. How do you get a hold of him and throw him out the door?
Right? He would be pretty angry. Maybe he gets thrown in a mud puddle, so there's a hiss.
I would imagine a drink has been thrown on him at least once tonight.
Ooh, hopefully not high alcohol content.
Oh yeah.
Flambe.
Green alcohol. All right.
And never come back!
Oh, I'll be back! Oh, I guess I've got a pretty big gash somewhere across my chest, shoulder area. I just sort of just take off, stumble, running out into the wild, and
Some kids, as you're stumbling through, they see you and they go, "Hey, look! Isn't that Desmond? Isn't he like all flamey and powerful and everything? Look at him now!" Ha 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 ha!
And then a bear comes out of the woods.
No, they eat the children. Go up, that bald head.
Right. Sorry, we got biblical from
so I turn and look at him. Now I'm going to start to charge him.
Okay.
Children?
Yeah.
And am I showing up, I guess? While he's trying to beat children up?
No, but let's say that
I'm
he starts.
trying to chase them off.
Oh, just
chase them off.
Okay. And
Intimidate
then,
them, scare them, chase them away.
so then while you're chasing them, I'm actually walking through the town, and I kind of like come around a corner, and so we basically see each other while I'm just turning the corner and you're running after these kids, so we're kind of like about to intersect.
What do Ifrits look like? Do you guys recognize each other on sight?
Yeah. I would think so, because they're like fire people, basically. It's pretty
Think of a
distinguishable.
genie and
Okay.
covered in flames, basically.
Yeah, very distinguishable.
Cool.
You can't really miss them.
So we see each other, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that an Ifrit? You're me. You're me.
Yes.
Hi.
Where are you from?
I'm Ashley. I'm from the Fairy Circle. Hi. Nice to meet you.
What tribe are you from?
I'm from the Fairy Circle.
Yeah, I don't know of a fairy circle tribe.
I mean, it's not so much of a tribe. It's just okay. Let me explain. I was an orphan. I never knew my mom and dad, and the fairies took me in. They taught me how to be a healer. You need healing. You look like you need healing. Can I heal you?
I
Cue the Incredible Hulk theme song right here.
We're the same. I'd like to heal you. And then he reaches down and opens his bag of fairy dust, and he just takes it and he throws it on him.
And there's like this little.
And then that heals him.
Fireworks!
But then he also has a little bit in his hand, and he just kind of turns and goes, and then closes the bag. You're better? You're better now, right?
I guess it doesn't hurt as much. What are you doing?
I think we should be friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
You're hanging out with fairies.
They're good people.
People? They're not people.
Look, they took care of me from a young age. They're good people. I'll take you there. We can meet them.
I think it's better if I took you back to my tribe and they can figure out what's wrong with you.
Is your tribe more like us?
My tribe is like me. You are like nothing I've ever seen before.
Is that a good thing?
No, which is why I need to fix this. Let's go.
Okay.
It's like a My Little Pony.
See?
Oh, I want to buy a collectible of you.
Ashley the Afreet.
Ashley
Ashley the Fairy Afreet.
Ashley the fairy dust addicted to feet.
I want to give it to my daughter.
Oh.
Just don't
So
pick
she
up
can
that
comb
fairy
its hair.
addiction. Okay, yeah, so that
All
was
right.
Braided
scene.
flings.
Jordan gets the white die.
Yeah, why die? That's going to be a problem for me.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it's my turn then. I am going to take a die for myself. I want a black die because being a pacifist, I don't see much going well for me in this world.
Why don't we go ahead and take a quick break there, and we will find out what happens with you and your black die when we come back on the next episode of this Fiasco session. Thanks very much for listening.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. The cast is Carlin, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, Jordan, and Stephanie. This podcast is released under our Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. Please feel free to share the podcast, but please do not modify it or attempt to gain financially from it. To find the show online, visit our site, bonethrowerstheater.com. Our Twitter feed is @bonethrowerstheater, and our email address is bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Join our social networks on Facebook and Google+. Podcast art was designed by Laura Tress and is used with her permission. Until next time, may the bones fall in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.